Greetings everyone, Bill Gibbons Crypto Hunt here with another video and an update on 2 forthcoming expeditions at the end. Now, someone left a comment on one of my videos stating that his girlfriend is from somewhere in equatorial Africa and told him that Mokele-Mbembe was just a made-up story or a myth to attract tourists. And Trey the Explainer, another YouTuber who has an excellent channel with 599,000 subscribers, lucky guy, also believes that Mokele-Mbembe is a myth and explained his reasoning in one of his own video presentations. And I've actually put a link below to this particular video by Trey. Now perhaps the most scientifically minded skeptic is Dr. Donald Prothero, a research associate in vertebrate paleontology at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County. Now, he appeared in the 2010 History Channel Monster Quest documentary, expressing his belief that Mokele-Mbembe is most likely a myth, believing that the perception of reality of our native informants is different to what we in the West perceive to be reality or myth. Now, while I respect their opinions on this subject, and they have every right to be skeptics, it is unlikely that Mokele-Mbembe is a myth for several reasons, and I'm going to outline those for you here. Well, number one, reports of a long-necked, bulbous-bodied swamp-dwelling animal have emanated from all over equatorial Africa for well over 200 years. Among the many books I have on zoology and cryptozoology are On the Track of Unknown Animals by Bernard Heuvelmans, Beasts and Men by Carl Hagenbeck, The Ivory Coast in the Earlies by Alfred Aloysius Smith, otherwise known as Trader Horn, The Lungfish, the Dodo, and the Unicorn by Willie Ley, More Things by Ivan T. Sanderson, and Mokele-Mbembe, a Living Dinosaur by Roy P. Mackall. Now, these books are written by men of science, with the exception of our friend Trader Horn, and collectively they contain a wealth of information concerning Mokele-Mbembe, which is also known to different tribes in their own language, as we will now discover. So we start in Gabon, where 25 languages are spoken. Here we meet the Fang people, who call the animal Nyamala in the Fang language, and they say it lives in the Ogui River. This was discovered in 1979 by the late James T. Powell, a crocodile expert who went to the Congo on his first expedition there with Roy P. Mackall. Now, focusing on the Congo region, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, otherwise known as Congo-Kinshasa, and the smaller Republic of the Congo, known as Congo-Brazzaville, are among the most linguistically diverse countries in the world, with over 200 languages spoken in the region. Now, while French is the official language and widely used in education and government, there are 4 national languages: Kikongo, Lingala, Swahili, and Shiluba. Regarding our mystery animal, the Bakongo tribe, who speak the Kikongo language of Congo-Kinshasa, call the animal Mokele-Mbembe. That's Mokele-Mbembe. Now, in the Likawala region of Congo-Brazzaville, the Bomitaba, Bomwali tribes speak 3 different languages, which are variants of Lingala. They call the animal by the more familiar name of Mokele-Mbembe. It is this name that Captain Ludwig Freiherr von Stein zu Lauschnitz noted when he was exploring northern Cameroon and southern Congo in 1913. Now let's look at Cameroon, where over 250 languages are spoken. In the north of the country we have the Beti Pohian tribe that speak the Beti language. They call the animal Jagonini, which was a name of a swamp-dwelling monster mentioned in the Ivory Coast in the Earlies by Trader Horn in the late 1890s, and was later observed by a group of British soldiers at Lake Barombi-Mbo in 1948. In the central province of Cameroon, the Yandi tribe speak the Iwondo language. They call the animal Nwe. That was known to inhabit the Nyong and Sanaga rivers as late as the 1950s, but no one has been there since to investigate these reports. So we don't know if the animals are still there or not. In southwest Cameroon, the Chamba people speak the Chamba, Liko, and Liko Nimbari languages. They call the animal Mokele-Mbembe. In the east province of Cameroon are two distinct tribes. The Babinga tribe speak Baka and call the animal Mokele-Mbembe, while the Ganda people, sometimes referred to as the Bagando tribe, speak Bagandu and call the animal Mokele-Mbembe. This is the same name that was picked up by Ivan T. Sanderson and Gerald Russell on an animal collecting expedition in 1932. Now, in the Central African Republic, where 70 languages are spoken, at least 3 names of our mystery animal are given. The Banziri tribe speak the Kambata language and call the animal Songo. The Baya tribe speak the Gibaya language and call the animal Diba. And the Bozum tribe, who speak the Dayabi and Boyoli languages, and call the animal Bagidi. Now, moving on to Uganda, 41 languages are spoken. The Bagando tribe, who speak Luganda, call the animal the Lukwata. One such monster was observed by Sir Clement Lloyd Hill when crossing Lake Victoria on a steam launch in 1910. In Zambia, 72 languages are spoken. Here we meet the Barotse tribe, who speak the Makolo language, and they call the animal by the tongue-twisting name of Isikuku-Mandevu. I'll say that again, Isikuku-Mandevu. Also in Zambia, the Njumbo tribe speak both Bemba and Chichemba languages, and call the animal Imbelintu. Englishman Alan Brignall observed one such a monster at close range while fishing in the lake in 1954. Now remember, so far we've only spoken about the Bantu tribes. Regarding the different pygmy groups or forest people as they are referred to today, they are again very diverse, one from the other. It is estimated that at least 90,000 pygmies live in and near Central Africa. 60% of them live in Congo-Kinshasa and are spread out around the Congo Basin. They also live in Gabon, Congo-Brazzaville, Uganda, and Cameroon. They are the Aka, the Asoa, the Baka, the Bankola, the Bongo, the Swa, the Efe, Gundi, Guyeli, and the Twa. As with the Bantus, they all speak different languages and have different cultural practices and societal structures. And like their fellow Africans, they also have a diversity of religious and cultural beliefs. All these different ethnic, cultural, and tribal groups may appear to be similar on the surface, but they can be vastly different one from the other, particularly concerning the languages and sub-languages that they speak. These include several Congo River dialects, Ubangi River dialects, and the Niger-Congo language family. 4 of these languages are now extinct. There are 15 different names given to an animal we generically call Mokele-Mbembe by 25 different tribal groups that live in the target area where our mystery animal has been known to them for generations. So what have we learned from all this? It is unlikely in the extreme that all these ethnic and tribal groups, with all their uniqueness and diversity, speaking 600 different languages collectively in equatorial Africa, decided as a collective to make up stories about a fearful, long-necked, long-tailed monster living in the rivers, swamps, and lakes. They don't like these monsters, and they don't like going into locations where they are most likely to encounter one. So why would they take tourists there? After all, a tourist gets killed in Africa, it's trouble for everybody. And yet, the description they give about these animals is remarkably consistent. All of them, without exception, speak of an animal that is between the size of a hippo and an elephant, up to 30 feet more in length, with a long neck, a long tail, a head like a snake, or lizard, sometimes sporting a rooster-like frill, reddish-brown in color, with a bulbous body, 4 stubby legs, and eats leaves and fruits. It is for the most part a solitary animal, spending its time in the swamps, rivers, and lakes or deep jungle pools, and it can be very dangerous if approached. Many of these tribes have no contact with one another, and the fact that they have 15 different known names to what is obviously the same animal that has been described to hunters, adventurers, missionaries, and colonial administrators for over 200 years dismisses the argument that favors a tribal hoax. Add to this the dozen or so Westerners who have observed these animals for themselves from 1910 to 2010, and these are only the ones that we know about. There could be many more that have not spoken publicly about their own observations. If Mokele-Mbembe was indeed a mythical animal or a religious reconstruction, then it would usually be confined to one particular tribal group and would not be so widespread over such a vast area. Needless to say, people are entitled to be skeptical, but I believe that collectively the history and consistency of the reports from such diverse sources, including Western eyewitnesses themselves, tell us that there is indeed a large, unidentified, semi-aquatic mystery animal living in the swamps, rivers, and lakes throughout the Congo Basin. Whether or not it's a dinosaur remains to be seen. I hope that one day someone will film a Mokele-Mbembe for the world to see, and it doesn't matter if that person is me. Hopefully in late 2021, I will be off to Gabon with Michel below to explore the Ogui River in search of the Nyamala. He is currently fundraising for another Cameroon expedition set for later this year. See the link below. 2 years ago, he found these large 3-toed prints in the sand by the Ja River. These are large and deep and do not match anything we know of living. His guides, who have seen similar prints elsewhere along the Ja River, say the prints were made by a Mokele-Mbembe. And finally, a big thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate all of you and hope I can eventually reach that 10,000 subscriber mark. Unfortunately, my channel was again declined for monetization. No reason given. But thank you again for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video listing all the names of the Westerners who have seen these animals for themselves. Until then, this is Bill Gibbons, Crypto Hunt, saying thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.